Hey guys, and welcome back to another Conan Exiles video. Today we're on the Isle of Siptah in map square L8, building a Cosy Sandstone cabin. The requirements for this build are on screen now, and it's a pretty simple design. You could also replace the dungeon and timber pieces with insulated wood for a more rustic style if you don't have them. So without further ado, let's get started. Firstly, I started off with, of course, the baseplate. This design is slotted, so we have to start a little differently. The main body is 5x3, but I instead started with a 3x1 strip and a ring of ceilings. From there I then placed door frames beneath the ceilings to start the slots. Once they were all in place, I added another ring of ceilings and placed pillars for support, so the door frames could take the stability of the outer ring. That allowed me to remove the interior sandstone ceilings, and then I replaced them with dungeon foundations and removed the exterior ceilings and pillars to create the slotted baseplate. This works by just quite simply manipulating the way that stability works, and it results in a much more attractive baseplate design. I also added a small 2x1 staircase section, slotted through the same means as before. On the rear, I stepped down the foundations 3 times to create a 3x3 square and use sandstone foundations at the same height as the main foundations to cover them. 3 steps is the perfect height of stage pieces, so I use those to connect the 2 segments together. From there, with the most complicated section of the build done, it was on to the walls. I firstly built a ring of basic sandstone walls with a 2-tile high timber door at the front. I built basic walls so I could use sandstone timber wall trims without any issues, as they do get a bit funky with windows sometimes. I also used timber door frames along with the trims and wooden fences on the porch to fence that area off. I then built a second layer of walls, switching to timber sandstone. I added a few extra windows around the build and built roof gables with basic, partially finished thatch roofs over the lowered section and half of the main floor. I segmented the lowered and main section with door frames and wall trims, and then I used that extra stability to add extra walls above. I initially was going to include a small staircase here, but seeing as we're pretty tight on room already for the first floor, I opted instead for a ladder and a hatch frame to save on real estate. On the first floor, I built another layer of timber sandstone walls with a 3x1 balcony facing the river below. I built simple, open gables atop the walls to create the roof mounts. I finished that roof off with simple thatch pieces. I added wall trims to the first floor walls and balcony, and then added wooden fences to prevent falling off. From there, I finished off the roofs below in the same fashion as the first floor roof. Finally, I added a chimney protruding out of the right side window and used the slotting trick from earlier to add some finishing walls on the bottom right side of the base plate. Finally, when the shell of the build was done, it was then time to, of course, furnish. Approaching the cabin, I've left things pretty much untouched on the exterior, save for a green flame banner. The environment here really does all the work, and the views are incredible. Inside the ground floor of the cabin, we find a cosy and comfortable layout accentuated by warm lighting. The main room contains an open plan dining area and lounge, finished off by a fireplace on the far end. The lowered attaching segment is the kitchen area, with a large campfire, cold storage, a serving station and a fermenting barrel for all your beverage needs. Upstairs, the first floor is pretty cramped, though uses the space well. We've got a fairly small bedroom with a cupboard and a small office space, alongside access to a narrow balcony that provides more of those impressive views across the river below. And there we have it, a cosy sandstone cabin in the redwoods of the Isle of Siptah. I did a similar build at the start of the Age of Sorcery, and this is a concept I really like revisiting occasionally, so I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and of course a massive thanks to our wonderful esteemed coffee cultists for continuing to support the channel over on Patreon. If you have suggestions for future videos, do leave them below. I read as many comments as possible, so if you have an idea, I'll see what I can do. Again, thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon.